I don't focus well. Sorry, let me put my phone down. That'll
Great.
probably help.
Yeah, a new character. Yeah, fantastic. Everybody wants a fucking Marvin the fucking depressed Martian on their team.
Oh my
That's
god,
what I want.
everyone does though, dude. He's the
I
best
know.
fucking character in those books.
Only
Well,
if he has
Ford-
the
that's
comedic
not true.
timing
Ford
of
is
that
pretty
stuff.
good too.
Ford is good. I like Ford a lot, but I do love Marvin the depressed. No, it's Marvin the robot.
Yeah, it's Marvin the robot.
Yeah,
The suicidal, I think it is.
yeah. He's very he's bordering on super suicidal.
Oh, that's not picking up on my microphone. I don't like having a good headset where it like can actually distinguish between like me talking and me just making sounds.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yo.
it stops. It fucking knows. Hey.
Too smart for you.
Dude, apparently a Zippo's too smart for me.
I mean, it's too smart for me, really.
I mean, if you can't figure out a Zippo at the age of 30.
Well, you know what? Now I want to get you guys holiday gifts.
Well, you don't have to. It's okay.
I'll think of something.
All right.
I've got the perfect gift for you guys. I've thought about it long and hard.
That's how I like it.
And what I think I'm going to do to honor you guys and your continual contribution to the stream over Christmas is I'm going to buy 2 Diablo cosmetic sets for myself. And in future seasons, I'll wear them in your honor.
I appreciate that.
Oh man, don't give Blizzard more of your money right now.
I actually really like that.
Wait until things are shaken up a bit when Microsoft fucking takes
Figures out
over.
their shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already cost Microsoft like somewhere in the realm of $1 billion. Because they shut down the fucking Overwatch League.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, they did. I also love though that like, cause like
Oh,
I think Bungie just laid off like 10% or 8% or something of their employees. But I love all these gaming companies that are like, I love video games and I love playing games, but their industry encapsulates like it just.
Oh, the gaming industry is horrible.
It just totally encaptures everything that's wrong with capitalism,
And
like
technology in this world.
In general, but like in a great snapshot, because it's like
Oh yeah.
all of these companies make massive amounts of money, and when one thing doesn't meet up to like project, it still made money and it still made a massive amount of money, but it just didn't manage to make the amount of money they thought it was going to make. So they're like, oh, we got to lay off 10% of our workforce. And it's like, no, you don't. I don't.
No, it's ridiculous.
Where the fuck is that logic coming from? It still made you a boatload of fucking money, you assholes.
Yeah. No, the video game industry is fucking just the worst. I really like.
Also started reading up on like how much of it is outsourced to companies that are not great.
Oh yeah.
All. Like even remotely, like probably could be considered slave labor, and I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah. No, they do horrible things. Horrible things.
You know, if this is royalty-free music, I could probably just put the whole thing over to YouTube from here on out. And they can catch the beginning that we have here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy. You're absolutely sure that it's royalty-free, right?
It says chill royalty-free music.
That sounds about right.
Oh, there's like a whole. Oh, you can find a lot of it if you just Google it.
Oh my god, really?
Oh yeah, for
Oh, wow.
video, YouTube, and podcasts.
I'm sure there's a ton of it, yeah.
Look at that. That's what happens when you use the Library of Congress that's in your hand.
Ah, yes. The Library of Congress. That fits in your hand.
You mean Google?
Yes.
Oh
I mean, that's
man,
that's what everyone used to call it.
angry.
Oh my god. Why do you hate the idea that society is moving towards a technological future?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot of reasons, I bet.
Technology in general, I think, is awful for the human race.
I agree 100%. And I work in technology.
Okay, I'll actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Like don't
It's
get
the
me
downfall
wrong.
of everything, really.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think it's technology itself. It's like this.
The human use of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like a gun, right? It's like my perspective of a gun, right? Like
Yeah.
a gun is neutral. Like guns are not bad. It's like
No, it's a tool. It's a tool. People use
it's a
it
tool,
poorly.
exactly, and people use it poorly. Like we,
Yeah.
as a race, as animals, as a species, cannot be fucking trusted with our own goddamn
no.
survival.
We've lost the right to do anything, really.
Like,
Honestly, we need a Loki.
Absolutely.
don't spoil anything. I haven't seen.
No, I
season
think he
2
means.
yet.
I think he means from the first movie when he's like,
Yeah,
you guys need a dictator.
And then Iron Man went and ruined everything like a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too much into this because it's a very unpopular belief. But I get into a lot of arguments with people about this, but I think the most ethical thing as human beings that we could do is literally exterminate our own race.
I don't disagree.
And
Well,
like
look what we've done to the world. I mean, like,
yeah, and people constantly are like, "Oh, Hitler did that," like, and I was like, "No, you're misunderstanding me. I'm not talking about like specific groups of people. I'm talking about
everybody.
literally everybody."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Crook and Murder fans out there, go to your Twitter pages. I want you to put hashtag Crook and Murder, hashtag Thanos was right.
No, Thanos was wrong because Thanos only wanted to do half the universe.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Like, honestly,
that's because that's still a subset of a category, right?
He's saying exterminate humanity.
I'm saying every last.
You want to take out everybody.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like, if I could press a red button that would just totally wipe out the human race, I'd fucking press it in a goddamn heartbeat. Fucking just done. Babies, fetuses, just abort the whole thing.
Clip this. Or we're going to use it against Alex one day.
Yeah. So wait, you're saying that you should never, ever be elected president? That red button.
I would be like...
Probably not. I mean, if I was elected president, my first notice would be like, nuke them. And they'd be like, who? And I'd be like, all of them. They'd be like, Russia? China? Like, Iran? I'd be like, nah. Start with Minnesota and work your way out.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Oh my god.
I fucking love it.
Hey, I was
for president in 2024, baby.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, we thought you were so much better than Trump, but we have to take this away from you."
Yeah, we just impeached as soon as he steps in the office. He's not even gonna get that far. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Alex, you remember that time you said I'll kill babies on a podcast?" And then you'll be like, "No," and I'll be like, "Well, I got it recorded right here."
I just want to say that if I got fucking impeached, but Trump never did, I would definitely exterminate the human race.
I mean,
I'd be like, if I got impeached, but this motherfucker didn't, we all deserve to die.
Technically, he was impeached twice. It just didn't pass Congress.
No, he
was. It's because technically Bill Clinton was impeached too. They just it has
Oh
to.
yeah, bringing charges. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I
Hey,
think moving forward, every president will be impeached, but will not. It won't pass
Dude.
Congress.
I mean, thank God that they're fucking Santos. They're finally like, yeah,
Oh, no.
maybe we should kick this dude out. Like,
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
like, you motherfuckers, it took
my
you
God.
2 goddamn years to fucking figure this shit out. Like,
Lied on his fucking resume. It's not even his real name.
dude, so fucking, oh my God,
Yeah, seriously. It's not even. He didn't even run under his real name and didn't tell anyone about it.
dude, fucking, it is, I don't know, man.
well,
It's too
guys,
much.
welcome to Crook and Murder.
Hello.
My name is Kenny Crook Irish Kirby, and I am joined today by my co-host Maxwell Murder,
Hello. Dial M for murder.
and for some reason, as always, special guest Alex.
I just want everybody to know that today is officially the day that I announce my campaign for 2024. You will see no ads. You will see me not on the circuit at all. But
I have
you
a
go,
question. I
you
have a
go to
question
vote
for you.
Tuesday in November next year. There's always a write-in option.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be my question. Are you running against RFK Jr. as a third party, or are you
Okay,
running as
Junior, buddy, I'm running against JF motherfucking K himself. Since we all know he's coming back at some point.
Well, they keep telling us and they keep missing it.
JFK ain't dead.
Like they keep saying he's coming back to Dallas, but they keep fucking up the date.
Yeah. He got held up at the DMV today.
I know, right?
He'll be
Yeah.
back. He'll be back.
Alex,
I think-
you ready to kick this off?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about today, boys? Talking about.
You tell me.
Yeah, you're the narrator.
That was my intro. I was being rhetorical there, and now you ruined it because I had to explain it.
Nice cover, yeah.
So we may all or not recognize the phrase "as above, so below." I'm pretty sure everybody recognizes that phrase. If you're a human being, if you're an American English speaker and do not recognize that phrase, then just stop watching the Twitch stream now. Turn off the podcast, whatever you're listening to. You don't deserve to be here. All right.
There you go.
Just a fucking phrase. Well, okay, I guess it's more than that. But how can you possibly expect everybody in America to know what "as above, so below" means?
Because we have high standards here on the podcast, and I expect everybody to be on the level that we are on.
Yes.
All right,
absolutely.
All right, all 2 listeners that are left, let's continue on.
So, as far as the phrase goes, "as above, so below," it could be the key to unlocking the mystics of our existence, the very fabric of our beings, the very astral plane that we all go to one day.
Goodness.
So sit back, enjoy as we take you on this mind-bending journey through the mystical arts, baby.
Unless, according to Alex, you already know what "as above, so below" means, in which point this won't be new to you at all.
I just meant in like the common vernacular. Like it's a very common phrase. I don't mean like the actual, maybe history of it, but
Are the mystical arts in any way related to blowjobs?
Oh, I know what to get you guys for the holidays now.
A blowjob
BJ's?
machine?
Blowjobs.
Oh my goodness.
Fly
Wow,
out to each of you, and
wow, that's so sweet of you, Alex.
And if you want to make it a little bit more comfortable, I won't actually drill a hole in your wall, but I'll get like a little piece of cardboard as like the bottom half glory hole. Like
Oh
we
my
can
God.
still make eye contact, but if you don't want to, you can just put the cardboard in the glory hole.
You know what? I think I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna stick with my Diablo
Hey,
cosmetic for both of you. That I'm gonna buy for myself and then
Alright.
wear in future seasons.
All
Oh,
right,
that's so sweet. That's so nice of you.
so here we go.
Oh, it's all about giving.
Origin of blowjobs. I mean, the phrase of "as above, so below."
All
Which-
right.
First materialized in an Arabic source dating back to the 6th or 8th century. Apparently, definitely not the 7th. I don't know how they
I was
know
gonna
that,
say
but
that's interesting.
but it was a translation of a work by the pseudo Apollonius of Tiana.
You know what?
Pseudo Apollonius.
Yeah,
Apollonius.
pseudo
Oh man, I wasn't even
Apollonius.
close. Pseudo Apollonius of Tiana or Tiana.
Why is he
Uh,
pseudo?
Because he's like a fake Apollonius.
Oh, okay.
that motherfucker.
Typical.
Just like Richard Spencer, not a true neo-Nazi. He's a faker. All right. Anyways,
Faker.
Like Larry the Cable Guy.
he's a faker. So this was between 3 BC and 97 BC. Called The Secret of Creation and the Art of Nature, which I'm assuming is like a book or a yeah, it's a book, right?
You'll see.
Document. It's a document. All right.
I'm pretty
Though
well. The secret of creation and the art of nature, was actually created by Apollonius, but it was
himself.
inspired by what he found.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's I get it. It's making
So
sense now.
all the sources of as above, so below stemmed from here. The work itself is based on something much older than Apollonius. Allegedly, the phrase originated from the Emerald Tablet, and yeah, we'll explain what that is, which is a tablet created by Hermes Trismegistus. Trismegistus.
You know what? I don't even know how to say it. So just be like Hermes T cool.
Hermes T-Peg. I don't know.
Trismegistus.
Trismegistus. I'll spell it for
Trismegistus.
everybody listening so they don't have to keep listening to us. It's Trismegistus, which was a combination of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth.
Oh, so much easier.
I know.
And they're believed to be the same being.
No,
So kind of like Kratos, man, just jumping around cultures, baby.
absolutely.
So Apollonius claims he found it in a vault underneath a statue of Hermes in the city of Tiana, or Tiana.
Yeah.
The Emerald Tablet was being held by an old corpse sitting on a golden throne. Now, if I've ever heard of the start of a D&D campaign,
I know, right?
It really does.
That's
Yeah.
definitely it, right?
And going up against the god Thoth, I mean, I can't think of a better D&D
Dude,
opening.
all right, our fucking our four adventurers finish
then-
the dungeon. All right.
At
it
the
had
end,
been-
they'll combine into Hermes Trism as Tobachistus.
So it's been translated into Latin and eventually English. We have a translation for you. And
Oh, my
Ken,
goodness.
take
You
it
know-
away, baby.
I wanted to read this, and I know that everyone's going to be like, reader, but I can't give you the phrase as above, so below without giving you the work that it's in.
So you're reading it in Latin, right?
No, if it's,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to summon any demons to my house. I'm
Oh, okay.
reading this in straight English. It's about a paragraph long, so just bear with me.
Bearing. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he's done.
'Tis true without lying, certain and most true. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below. To do the miracle of one only thing. And all these things have been and arose from one by the mediation of one. So all things have their birth from this one thing been adaptation. The sun is its father, the moon its mother. The wind hath carried it in its belly, the earth is its nurse. The father of all perfection in the whole world is here. Its force or power is entire, if it be converted into earth. Separate thou the earth from the fire, the subtle from the gross, sweetly with great industry. It ascends from the earth to the heaven, and again it descends to the earth, and receives the force of things superior and inferior. By this means you shall have the glory of the whole world, and thereby all obscurity shall fly from you. Its force is above all force, for it vanquishes every subtle thing and penetrates every solid thing. So was the world created. From this here and do come admirable adaptations, whereof the means is here in this. Hence I am called Hermes Trismegistus, having the three parts of the philosophy of the whole world. That which I have said of the operation of the sun is accomplished and ended.
Was that it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're clapping.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can hear my clap.
It's all right.
Goddamn microphone. Well done, Ken. Well done.
Thank you.
So that paragraph, and just the Emerald Tablet in general, eventually leads us to the Cabellion. The Cabellion was written in 1908. So I have a bone to pick, just real quick.
Yeah.
So it says by an anonymous author using the pseudonym The Three Initiates. And this very well could be something different, but I legitimately just Googled this, and it says it was a book by William Walker Atkinson.
Well, yeah, he probably called himself the Three Initiates at the time.
Oh, all right, okay.
There are a lot of like pseudonames from the past that are just referenced by as the author now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And some of them are also just like, it's been so long that, yeah, okay, this is Napoleon's third general.
We know who this is.
Yeah, we know who this is. This isn't rocket science.
Well, you didn't put the name in there, so I was just,
You know what, Alex?
Just trying to add a little factual,
Alex,
knowledge.
We don't deal in facts here, buddy.
Damn it.
We deal in facts all the time, man.
No, never.
All right.
Listen,
Anyways.
Alex, all I want to say is this. Good job. Good job.
Oh.
You looked beyond the veil. I appreciate it.
You did a good job. Good job, buddy.
Do I finally get paid?
No.
Oh, yeah, you kind of broke up there anyway.
Did I asked if I finally get paid.
I can't. God, it must be the internet here in the desert.
All right, so the Cabellion interprets the law of correspondence from
Hermetical.
Man, well, that's an ism, but yeah.
Hermeticism, sorry.
Hermeticism.
Yeah.
More on that in a moment, which places a greater emphasis on the mind acting as the control function of the universe.
You guys ready to get weird? Because it's about to get fucking weird.
Hermetic science. Hermetic arts or mysticism, creepy shit.
Alright, so basically what this describes is that there's a harmony and correspondence between the different planes of manifestation, life, and being. Everything in the universe comes from the same source, and the rules that apply in the physical realm also apply to the spiritual one as well.
Oh my goodness.
In layman's terms, the universe is one mind. Ooh, I like this already. I'm totally on board. Oh man, that means if I fucking kill all human beings, then I also end the universe at the same time.
Exactly.
No, you just prune a very small branch on a very big tree. That's all you would do if you kill all humans. We are one of millions of billions of different races out there that are connected to the source of the universe.
So this actually, I like this then, because basically we as humans really are like a fucking brain tumor. We're like cancerous, goddamn fucking brain tumor on the universe. Anyways,
one can argue.
That's part of the podcast.
One can argue that the point of humanity and Earth itself is for us to come down here and learn the hardships. Because up there it's all fantastic. But if you're constantly in a spot that's just nice all the time, eventually you're going to be like, this is bullshit. And we come back down to Earth to remind us how great it is back up there. That's a reincarnation cycle.
Well, you look constipated, Alex.
And to grow as a soul, Alex, and become a better person in our next life.
I'm not buying it. But anyways. So when man creates something, he first creates it mentally before crafting tangible results in his life. So think of it kind of like what are those like goal boards, like where you have like the board and it's got
a vision board.
On it. The vision, is it a vision board? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's called a vision board.
All right, so that's like a vision board, man. Vision board is
it's like okay, you remember Simon's mentality of just like getting really fucked up and like high that one time and just being like, this is where I want to be in 10 years. And then like 10 years later, he's the fucking GM of like, well, third from the top at Burton's. It's that kind of mentality. Of just being like,
just like that.
yeah, it's like this is where I want to be, and then
That's
instead of like the majority of us just kind of going, yeah, but it may never happen. Some of us go, I'm gonna will this into being and work towards it.
So my goal of exterminating the human race may, in fact, happen one day.
It could,
It could happen.
but at the same
So
time,
at the same time, the universe works this way as well. By first conceiving mentally, then manifesting into a physical reality. Kind of like the universe being on the neck of a cat. If anybody understands that reference.
I got you, buddy.
Not the greatest movie, but
no, that's a good one.
And we're gonna take about 60 seconds.
Yes, something happened to our crook.
You think he was kidnapped?
Actually, yeah, because like the camera's kind of moving and like
I just like how he just puts back.
help me!
What is he doing?
Help me!
Oh, no.
He's back.
Dude, our computer was about, or like the computer was about to shut off.
Oh.
I just saved the stream.
Oh shit! That would have been bad.
I really thought you were about to say the computer was about to explode, but
I did too. I did too.
Hey, so I was on the Diablo forums on Reddit the other day.
You gotta get away from Reddit.
No,
man.
okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, look. As I grow older in Reddit, I have learned to pick my battles as opposed to engaging in everything.
Oh, so you mean in the last like 6 months?
I'm basically like Afro Samurai now. Well, no.
Dude, I gotta rewatch
Probably
Afro Samurai. That was a great fucking reference right there.
Actually, I'm probably more like Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z. Like I know just enough.
Don't understand that one.
To get around, but I can't really do anything.
I love, all I'm thinking about is like, oh yeah, I used to be, engaged in everything in Reddit, and then I read Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
Right.
Boy, howdy, baby! Fucking watch out, Reddit users!
I'm coming at you.
All right, so Hermetic order.
I love the Hermetic order.
So Hermeticism is the study of a spiritual philosophy dating back to pre-AD or BC. The more modern version, 1 AD, is wait, what? What does that mean, Ken?
The what?
Never mind. The more modern version is taken from the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus.
So what this is saying is that like pre-AD, there was evidence of this religion, but the most modern interpretation is 1 AD. So it hasn't really been reformed or changed much, although one can argue Satanism's like sprung from this.
So Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Okay,
sure.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that's how we fucking mark goddamn fucking AD. Like, but it's what was before modern times? Yeah, it was before Jesus.
Yeah, before Jesus.
It was just before Jesus, man.
That's right.
It was so swag. He came along and was like, nah, man. We in modern times now, baby.
You're one of those people that's so scientific you have to have BCE and what was the other one?
It's before the Common Era and Common Era.
It's
CE.
Yeah. So,
but
just
anyway.
because I put AD and BC on here.
Oh, man. I'm not ragging on you. I'm ragging on the fact that our distinction between two periods of time is fucking Jesus Christ.
I know.
Like, that's what
even with BCE.
That has nothing to do with you.
Listen, give humanity about 1,000 years, and then the entire timeline is going to be based off L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh God, I hope so. Holy shit! Oh my God, I fucking hope so.
Is it before Elron and after Elron?
And then people are going to be like, Elron was right.
Dude.
He's coming back.
Oh my God.
Before Laffy and after Laffy?
God, I hope so. Jesus Christ, that would be fucking phenomenal.
I would love that too.
Oh, so
Oh my god.
so I was on the Reddit boards, right? And I thought about this earlier today, and I was like, I gotta tell these guys. So I'm on the Diablo Reddit boards, and I'm reading about it, and everyone's like, yeah, season 2 so much better, so much better than season 1, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, I could agree with that. And then like a couple conversations down, this guy is like, revert the things you changed, and then call it an upgrade. Classic Blizzard.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's kind of on point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's what they do.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until then. I was like, all they did was really just revert all the changes they made.
I mean, because basically what they do is, I feel like they don't even do like focus groups, right? They just make a bunch of changes and they just wait for the player base to be like, yay or nay, and then they go, which is not a horrible thing, by the way. It's not a bad thing, but
so I will tell you the Blizzard that development cycle is they do a closed beta for the closed beta and an open beta for the big releases like the expansion packs, but then for like Seasons of Diablo, they don't even do any beta. They kind of just let the player base tell them what they did wrong.
Oh yeah, it's been like that because
it's been like that for years, decades.
Every season a new build comes out on top. It's just like boom, and then the player base is like, so your fucking sorceress is melting Lilith in 2 seconds. You might want to do something about this.
Well, that's the thing. They don't do a lot of like testing on the numbers. So
speaking of you guys being practitioners of Diablo 4, are either of you practitioners of the Hermetic order?
Yes, I am, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm kind of
wizards over here.
I'm kind of leaning towards it because it makes a lot of sense.
Well, maybe this will change your mind because other practitioners are Pythagoras, Plato, Isaac Newton, Helena P. Blavatsky, which we talked about her before.
Madame Blavatsky.
And Aleister Crowley.
How would that change my mind? I love, all those people are fucking dope. I'd love to hang out with Isaac Newton.
Change your mind isn't like, like instead of leaning, you want to accept it. That's
and Blavatsky and Crowley, hell yeah, I'd fucking spend an entire evening
over the ledge.
Yeah, well, the ledge. I don't want to. Maybe just the line. I don't know if I want them going off the ledge. So the concept of Hermeticism. Yeah, Hermeticism is governed by the 7 natural laws of our universe. I just want you to know that it's not very scientific. Just everybody out there, just to let you know.
Except
these aren't the laws of physics.
Except it also has Plato's and Pythagoras in it.
So we are going to go through the 7 natural laws of the universe, according to the Hermetic order.
This is science.
Isaac Newton was a physicist.
Isaac Newton was a physicist.
So we have the principle of mentalism.
Also a nutcase.
Quote, and this is coming from the Kabbalion. Did I say that right? I feel like I'm getting
probably
Kabbalion. I don't know.
Kabbalion.
Yeah.
All right. So quote, all is mind, the universe is mental. The principle of mentalism states that the universe is essentially a mental projection. Basically, your thoughts shape your reality. So I would assume that the universe that we're living in is like some shared consciousness, right?
Essentially, yes. Yeah. Everything we are around, we can affect simply by observing it. Reality is entirely within our control to manipulate.
So through this, we understand that God is consciousness, which I've been reading some Spinoza lately. Actually, kind of sounds like Spinoza. And the universe is a manifestation of that thought. With this in mind, we can harness the power of the universe to craft our own reality through mere thought. And then I just want to, hold up my sword and get zapped by lightning and become buff.
Highlander?
No, He-Man, man.
He-Man? The power, the masters of the universe?
Either one really works, honestly.
So our thoughts manifest themselves into our physical world every day, whether internally as a physiological or emotional state, or externally as things we do and places we go. essentially controlling our minds controls our lives. So that's a nice thought. You guys got anything to say about that?
No, that sounds about right.
About
Okay.
right.
This is,
Alright, well-
I mean, we change. Like, I'll give you a great story here. When I was working at Olive Garden, I hated it. Every fucking night, I'd get off of work at Olive Garden and I'd go like home. I hated it, and I'd always tell my therapist, "Hey, Olive Garden sucks dick," and the therapist would be like, "Uh huh."
You
You know,
had a therapist?
tell me more about it. Well, I'm substituting
Oh, okay.
frames here. So I tell my
Yeah,
therapist,
I get it. I get it.
or here you go, guys. I told my sponsor that that I hated Olive Garden every single day, and every single day he would be like, "Okay, yeah, tell me more about it." And then one day I was just like, "Man, Olive Garden sucks so much," and he's like, "Shut up." And he's like, "Listen, Olive Garden, you're not gonna wake up tomorrow, and Olive Garden isn't gonna be like, hey, you know,
The
let's
bee's
change.
knees.
Yeah,
I mean
let's."
the beeswax.
He's like, let's change all our policies to make sure Kenny's happy with the job, And he's
That
like,
would be pretty dope, though.
that would
would
be
like
pretty
to
dope.
see that.
Can you imagine waking up one day and walking into work and them just being like, "So, we've decided
If we want to keep you.
if we want to keep you, so all policies revolve around you now."
God,
So-
I wish.
So he was like, instead of whining about it, you have two choices: change your perception of the situation or change your job. I chose the easier choice, which was changing my job. And I went and and I went and got a job at a higher paced restaurant. But in that sense, I manipulated my own reality.
You did.
I went,
Just like Heisenberg's uncertainty theory.
yeah, I went, I'm not happy here. I want to find a better job. I found a better job pretty much immediately, but it only
Or-
came
Yeah, go ahead.
but it only came after I accepted my position at Olive Garden. That was the other half of it. It was like,
I think
no.
it's more like Schrodinger's Kirby.
yeah,
You know what would be a good example as well for all the Trekkies out there is the race of people that Wesley becomes,
Oh, the Travelers.
the Travelers.
Yeah,
That's
it's exactly like the
like-
Travelers.
That's
Yeah,
exactly like the Travelers, right?
it's exactly like the Travelers.
And they get sent off to that universe where they start like quote unquote hallucinating, but they're really just like their thoughts are
Yeah.
becoming like objects in the world.
And there's a koala smiling at them. That's a deep cut
Wait, what?
from Lower Decks, man.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, for a second, I thought you were talking about TNG like itself.
No.
and I was-
They
yeah,
don't
okay.
mention the koala in that, but I'm sure Wesley Crusher's seen it now.
All right, so number 2, we got the principle of correspondence, which is where the meaning or the phrase comes from, right? So, quote, as above, so below, as below, so above, as Ken so aptly quoted earlier on.
Yes.
I do want to point out. You remember that way longer than I thought paragraph that I wrote or
Uh-huh.
read?
Yes.
Not long. You were good.
Ooh, that's fine. Yeah.
When it said that which is above, so that may be below. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing here. That was the true terminology that they were saying back then. As above, so below got shortened over time to what it is now.
Yeah. It probably also sounded a lot better in Latin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot cooler.
Everything sounds cooler in Latin.
I know. It's too bad because, Dr. Nick, who's been on the other podcast, the Upside Down Brain, he studied Latin in high school and college and did so well in high school. He went to a couple of Latin, I want to say conventions or tournaments. I don't know. But,
what the fuck is a Latin tournament? What?
I
What kind of nerd shit is that? Where they're like,
Well,
all right, we're gonna
yeah,
have a competition of Latin.
It's 70% soccer games.
Yeah, it's actually 70% blowjobs because it's all these nerds that aren't getting laid and they get put in one place. No, it's
Oh
but
my
yeah,
god, it's the NGCL, National Junior Classical League, baby.
exactly. I knew it was a tournament. It's a bunch of fucking high school kids who didn't want to study a language that is still spoken, getting together and talking about a language that isn't
Hey
spoken.
man, they speak it in one city.
Wait, what?
On
Oh,
Earth.
you mean the fucking? It's all.
The
You
Vatican.
mean
The Vatican.
a place that's also a country? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Alright,
what I was
So-
going to say is
Oh, go ahead.
everything does sound better in Latin, and I wish
It
you were
does.
here to translate because he is very good at knowing that shit off the top of his head.
All right. So the principle of correspondence is closely related to the first principle of
Which you just read.
The principle of mentalism.
The
Gotcha.
mind,
It-
the all is mind, the universe is mental.
yes. It states that what we hold in our thoughts and mind will become our reality. It also explains and connects the many planes of existence, including both the higher vibrational and lower vibrational frequencies. The concept of this law is understanding your connection to the world around you and how you represent yourself to the universe through your thoughts and consequently your actions. So basically being aware of the correspondence between you and the universe. Recognizing how we connect to life and how it's affecting us will empower us to break patterns, live in alignment with our highest good, and achieve universal tranquility.
It sounds. I'm coming to believe that the thought experiment of Schrodinger's Kirby is more and more apt.
Schrodinger's Kirby.
Are you like that one?
Well, let's see how close we get to Schrodinger's Kirby.
All right.
So the third principle is the principle of vibration. Quote, nothing resists, everything moves, everything vibrates. You want to make a dildo joke? Is that where we're going with
I
this?
mean, I'm not gonna make the joke. I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna chuckle to myself. It's too obvious, really.
Yeah, fucking Cyberpunk 2020, baby. So vibing is more than just a term, and it has a history to it. So this principle states that all things physical and spiritual have a certain spiritual frequency.
Vibrational. Vibrational is the key here.
Oh, vibrational frequency.
Yeah, vibrational. Yeah.
Essentially, this everything in the world vibrates. You know,
I would say oscillates, but vibration is less.
In fact,
accurately, yeah.
In fact, some of the older texts of like Solomon were more about when you bring a demon into the circle, like getting rid of him is evoking like a prayer in the name of God. Yep. Which, while studying that work, I came to the conclusion that I think everything in this world, in this universe, in this fucking multiverse is connected by sound, light, and mathematics.
So I have a bone to pick with the sound because sound doesn't travel through a vacuum, but I like that you're more so the name of God is something that's like very like it's very sacred in like Judaism, right? So like in Hebrew there's like something like 14 words for God, and none of them are actually God because we don't say or write the name of God. It's very like and it's mystical too. It's one of these super mystical things. Like, have you ever seen the movie Pi? It alludes to the name of God being an equation, like a mathematical equation.
And that's
that's like so right on.
That's what I mean. It's not so much like sending out sound waves to other planets, but how we interact with things simply by sound alone. We connect and manipulate them.
Absolutely. I like that.
In fact,
I like it a lot.
If you guys really want a scientific look at that, think about how when someone talks to you calmly versus someone who talks to you stressed out.
Yeah, it's all about perception.
That's vibration.
Yeah, it's like your perception of that bullshit is what's going to happen to you.
I connect and manipulate a vibration every night, baby.
It's called a butt plug. I'm sitting on mine right now.
I have pants
I
on.
just got a text, everybody.
Oh dear.
All right. So this third principle, basically to apply it, you got to do positive ass things.
Yeah.
You should also think positive ass thoughts, baby.
Yeah.
This puts us in a state of ease so we can vibe at a positive level. Basically, we have the power to control our vibrations, man, rather than vice versa.
So
Yeah, don't let the world control you. You control the world.
What this is saying in a nutshell is no, you cannot control other things, but you can control yourself.
Yes.
You can choose whether you want
your
to.
attitude.
Yeah, you can choose every situation you're in, whether you want to be reactive or respond to it.
Yeah, you can.
Because there's a difference there.
You can stay at the Olive Garden, or you can leave the Olive Garden.
True. I mean,
you can stay at the Olive Garden and make it a better place for yourself.
Schrodinger's Ken, man. This is going to be the fucking fantastic.
So, if you choose positively, and I fail it all the time, but if you choose positively, it will put you in the higher vibrational frequencies where you feel good, which essentially means at that point you have self-esteem and you are basically bulletproof.
This reminds me of a book that both of us have read, Kirby.
Yeah, I know. It's called
I can't remember.
What did I read that? I think it was like How Not to Be an Asshole.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's not the actual title, but that is the subtitle. It is How Not to Be an Asshole.
Mark Mason wrote that really good one of the New York book. It's like fuck. I'll figure out the name. We'll continue on.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be honest with you, a lot of this sounds a lot of philosophy that I've read, right?
Yeah.
Like you can see a lot of this thought going through like modern philosophy within the last like 100 years, I would say. Well, probably older than that too, but so the fourth is the principle of polarity. Quote, and again, all these quotes are coming from the book. Quote, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites.
Just like I've got my mouth and I've got my butthole.
Sort of.
But you know that song?
Let's use this example because it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, okay, fine.
So the principles of polarity states that the opposites are alike to some degree, which, I mean, I guess things do come out of your mouth hole. And they go in your mouth hole, and things do come out of your butthole, and things do go into your butthole. So
absolutely,
you're almost like Cat Dog right now.
You know what it is? It's like that episode of South Park where everybody started eating through their assholes.
It's exactly like that. That is exactly what's happening. That's how you lose weight. That episode was factual.
So on another example, think hot and cold, right? So cold is the absence of heat, but they are both degrees of temperature. Good. Love and hate are both experience of a relationship. So you got, you can't have one without the other, which is also a very common philosophy.
You can't have one without the other.
I mean, we as human beings, it's kind of a language game too, right? We as human beings wouldn't know what love is if hate didn't exist.
Well, yeah. Just going from being married, there's a lot of hate that goes into that.
Oh.
See, and now you're beginning to understand the concept of why we're here in the first place. And we wouldn't know what good is unless we experience evil. Everybody has both sides. We have an evil side, we have a good side.
Oh, I definitely have an evil side. I don't know about a good side, but I got an evil side.
And we're probably doomed to continue this process of reincarnation until we finally figure out how to unite the two and come to terms with who we are as a person.
What do you think Aleister Crowley has been reincarnated as?
If he chose to come back?
I'm sure he chose to. I was going to say, I think
the most humble moment you've ever fucking said.
I mean, I was literally going to say a butt plug, but Irish works too.
A gerbil.
A gerbil, yes.
It comes back as a gerbil.
Oh, God.
This is like love and life. He's like, here you go, Mr. Gear. It's your new gerbil.
What's the gerbil's name?
Wasn't it? No, it was
It's Lemmy Winks.
Lemmy Winks.
Lemmy Winks. Oh, Lemmy Winks.
All right, so
definitely Aleister Crowley.
Okay, so spiritual and physical are the same way. So with spiritual energy vibrating at a much higher frequency than the physical, so much so that it's beyond our senses. In this lies the foundation of alchemy, the ability to transmute your experiences, or lead into gold.
or other sort of transmuting like any material into another material.
You'll
So-
actually see that the whole lead to gold thing is a misnomer.
It is actually, yeah. But yeah, alchemy is misunderstood in the modern times. But because technically, Isaac Newton was also an alchemist.
Hell yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And I played an alchemist in Darkest Dungeon, which is pretty dope.
I
I've-
fucking hate that game with a
It's
passion.
I'm not a huge fan, but I was gonna say
Oh,
I played
no,
it,
like,
played it in a different game.
I like it, but God, I fucking hate it so much.
Isn't that the one where you just gotta like start over every time you fucking die?
Oh
It's-
my God, dude.
It's the
And-
one
but-
where if you really, you know how you watch Paddington to make yourself happy?
Yeah.
Darkest Dungeon is a game you watch to make yourself super fucking depressed and really pissed off.
But what's aggravating about it, right, is like, so like unlike Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where like the combat is fair. So like if you get your timing right, like you do everything right,
I beg to
it's good go.
differ on Elden Ring, but that's cool.
Well, anyways, more fair, right?
Yeah.
But Darkest Dungeon like has like an RNG factor to it, where it's like you can be kitted out, you can have your characters like good to go, and you like enter a fucking dungeon and like just you get bad rolls and you're just fucked.
Yeah, and
You
and
gotta
then your
start over.
characters start going insane.
Oh
So,
my God, it's so aggravating.
They have this insanity meter that slowly fills up, and it will go up faster if you don't have a torch, and torches are consumable. So you have to pack up with the right amount of equipment so you still have space to get gold along the way, but carry the right amount so you don't run out of a fucking torch and start driving your team insane.
This sounds crazy. I don't want to play this.
It's
All right.
fucking great.
So the fourth application of this principle takes mental stamina, and it often forces us to
Sexual
shift
stamina too.
to shift our perception entirely. If a negative vibrational emotion is weighing you down, recognize it, look it in the eyes, tell says, "Who you looking at, sucker? Who you
Yeah.
looking at?"
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And transmute it into something positive that works for you, rather than against you. You just look at it in the mirror and you say, "What you looking at, punk?"
I'm
This is
really
how
starting-
Alex wakes up each.
No, exactly.
Every morning. And the brush my teeth. "What you looking at, punk?"
Yeah, hey, fuck you, motherfucker. This is really. I'm starting to really understand the magical science behind one William W.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look, a lot of this corresponds with that. Because-
it really does. It's crazy, honestly. I'm not even joking. It's like it's almost like he was not. I mean, we all know that he was a Satanist, but you know, it sounds like he was into some different shit.
You know, Hermeticism can actually be summed up beautifully in Doctor Strange. When Doctor Strange is sitting there and he's like, I don't get it. How can you do all this cool shit and I can't do all that? And he's like, I'm supposed to be so great and all this. And
Because
this,
my hands don't work.
yeah, and the Supreme One is just like, it's not about you.
Exactly.
You know, it's not
Yeah.
about any of us as any one person, though we are great in our own little like world and who we affect. But it's about the greater whole that we
Yeah.
all learn from each other.
Yeah, it's how not to be an asshole, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fuck up a lot before we get there, Alex. So
Oh yeah.
don't worry.
So, number 5. Yeah, well, you know,
This is Alex
all
isn't
you.
gonna give us the chance.
fucking Bender, baby. All right. So just like, you know, I don't know if this is what you were referencing, but William W., the musical artist.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So just like William W., fifth one is the principle of rhythm, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quote: "Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. Rhythm compensates." ...
The rhythm
Now-
is gonna get you.
Don't worry, guys. Here's where it gets weird.
right.
Okay.
So I'll read this whole one without
Yeah, let's hear it.
interruption, so we don't break it up too much. So
Yeah.
So closely related to the fourth principle, the principle of rhythm states that between the poles of polarity exists a rhythm. We inhale and exhale, the tides come and go, everything is in motion, nature has its seasons, and so do we. This helps us find the natural movement of the universe and vibe with the flow of it. It also helps us to recognize that nothing lasts forever and change is the only constant. To work this principle, try becoming more aware of your emotional state and using polarity. Eventually, you will find your rhythm in this universe.
What this is essentially saying is that, guys, we're going to fuck up, but that's okay because that's what we're designed to do. We're going to go between being good, we're going to go back to being bad, we're going to go back to being good. It happens to all of us. And, like, it's okay because from the bad things we can learn, from the good things we can help the world. So this is our flow. It swings back and forth, and it's going to continue to do that forever, probably. Our trick is to anticipate when one or the other is coming and choosing how we want to respond in those situations.
You know,
kind of like Buddhism. It's moderation, right?
Yeah.
You kind of want to slow the pendulum, right? So it's
Yeah.
I had a therapist once a long time ago. When I was getting my shit together, who used to put things into perspective in the way that I could understand them. And he was like, he said, what's that thing with like the lines? And I went through a couple of objects and I was finally like, oh, you mean like an oscilloscope? And he's like, yeah, that. And he was like, think about it like the oscilloscope of life. Like when you get in tune with whatever I was doing at the time, you see the first of all, the waveform becomes, it's not like this anymore. It gets pulled and flattened, so like it's these hills, so you can see when it's going down, and you can adjust your being so it goes back up, and it's never like this. It's more like it's like a slow hills and valleys.
Yeah, it's something manageable, right?
Yeah,
Rather
yes,
than
exactly, gentle hills and valleys.
yeah. Yeah. The sixth principle, cause and effect. Quote, every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Everything is connected by cause and effect. This is about recognizing the effects of your thoughts and behavior, changing them to bring about even greater effects, which is kind of what Ken was talking about, which is what both of you are talking about.
Yep.
If you are unhappy about something, try to find the cause of it. So often we find ourselves reacting to our circumstances, trapped in a pendulum of reactions rather than finding our own path. And when we take action to achieve the effect we want, we transition from a victim to empowered.
You know, this is silly, but it sounds a lot like Newton's law of motion. Or wait, law of every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dog.
Newton was a hermeticist.
I call him Fig Newton because we tie like that.
Oh man, dude.
Man, I'd like a Fig Newton right now.
I was just about to say that. Why'd you say that? I'm already kind of hungry. Fuck, I could totally go for a couple Fig Newtons right now.
Oh man, you guys should hear
awesome.
the pizza I had tonight. It was a
don't stop, please.
No, okay.
Don't.
I won't. Look, I promise I won't.
I'm so hungry.
Barbecue chicken with bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it coming.
Barbecue and mozzarella. Well done. With the side of cheese bread, also well done.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, yes.
I had a burrata and tomato and prosciutto salad for dinner.
I didn't eat dinner.
We solved.
I'm so fucking hungry.
We solved the mystery of why Alex is hungry. Good job, Crook and Murder.
All right. The seventh and last law of nature in the universe is the principle of gender. Quote, gender is everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes.
Oh man, Do not watch those Twin Flame Universe documentaries.
I will not be making a comment, and I will let this one slide.
Yeah,
It's not. Listen. You guys haven't read through it. I'll tell you how I interpret it when I get to the
end. The only thing that I will say that I don't. Let me read the last principle, and then we'll kind of get into all the principles.
Yeah.
But there is one criticism that I have of this type of thought, and we'll get into that.
Too.
But so the principle of gender states that all things possess masculine and feminine energy, but as with all polar opposites, they are one and the same. So these energies exist in both the physical and spiritual planes. The unity of them is essential for creation. Balancing both can bring about great things, and basically accept who you are and find balance and peace in it. Balancing the mind, body, and spirit will allow us to work the principles better and seek a higher plane of harmony. Hermeticism, surprisingly, blends theology with science rather well, which I would kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I would too.
Many religions practice and teach these lessons in one form or other, which we've talked about constantly. Finding harmony, tranquility, and balance through the soul. Science has even discovered and agreed with these hypotheses: vibrations, polarity, rhythm, and even mentalism.
Yeah.
My one quick critique is a lot of this is very binary, like either or type of thinking. But that's really my only criticism.
I would actually argue that it's not. Like, it does talk about dualities, right? And dualities are like super important in like Hermeticism and
well, it's like a dialectic, right? So I guess you are right. Yeah, I guess you are right.
It says everything is a spectrum, basically, and just one end is another end, and it just kind of goes around in circles. Yeah, it does talk about all this, but it also like it kind of links them, especially the principle of gender. So, have you guys watched those? Have you guys watched anything about that twin flame universe bullshit?
No.
Okay, so there's a documentary on Hulu. There's a documentary on Netflix. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's a documentary on Prime and a documentary on Netflix right now. I'm sure Hulu will have one soon. Basically, it's a cult, and the idiots who run it have like bastardized this to the point where, because they only had like 80% women in their group, but they needed to like somehow figure out how they were all masculine and feminine. They've like convinced a bunch of these women to get sex change or to start transitioning. And they've completely they didn't read this whole last principle because it's so different than what they fucking say it is. But I highly recommend it because it's about these two fucking idiots that somehow convinced a bunch of people to do a bunch of bullshit during the COVID panic.
Well, I mean, the principle of gender is essentially saying, Alex, it's not either or, it's a balance, right?
Yeah. No one is one or the other.
Yeah, no one's saying like there's a male or female.
Yeah, it's basically the yin and yang encapsulated.
You know what? It's like the Kinsey spectrum. Does anyone know what that is?
No,
the Kinsey scale. Oh god, he was a psychologist in the 50s who had a lot of sex with a lot of different co-eds and grad students. But the Kinsey scale basically is like on a scale of 1 to 5, like pretty much like how gay you are.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
So like I often said like I'm like a 0.5 on the scale. But like in general, it's like his idea isn't no one is gay or straight. Everyone is somewhere on this scale of like gay or straight. You know.
All right. I guess I walk back my statement. I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get all up in this business.
I feel like I feel like Hermeticism was actually more progressive than the time period it was developed in. Like this was way ahead of its time. I mean, gender equality, gender, like even the combining of gender neutrality, which is like big nowadays. In fact, you could almost say a lot of the earth is moving more and more towards Hermeticism,
yeah.
Because we're technically in the age of enlightenment, Aquarius, and Hermeticism is enlightenment. It's an understanding that as we recognize who we are in the universe and ID ourselves, we can at that point craft our own destinies.
Yeah. I like that.
Very optimistic.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be a lot of bumpy hits along the road while we transition to that. And we could be seeing that turmoil occurring simply because there's that push and pull between the old and the new.
Yeah, and like 50% of the country is like stuck in the dark ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Although go Ohio, right?
But what Ohio do?
They fucking enshrined abortion rights in their constitution.
What? Go Ohio?
Yeah.
I thought Ohio.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought Ohio?
Who would have thought Ohio, man?
Yeah, what the fuck?
They also legalized weed, so.
Oh, that explains all of it. There it is.
All right, so let's talk about the microcosm and the microcosm.
The macrocosm and the
Macrocosm.
Macro. So
Macro.
the concept of as above, so below is rooted heavily in the ideal of the macro cosm and the microcosm. For instance, the universe would be the representation of the macro. It's vast, ever-changing and expanding, full of mysteries, and the sum total of all that is. The body, on the other hand, is a representation of the micro, the world of the individual, believed to be a miniature universe, just like a cat's necklace collar.
I've literally said this in a room full of peers before, where I've talked about how I see myself in terms of the universe and in terms of like God. I've actually made exactly the share about the microcosm and the macrocosm. This is weird.
So very simply, it's as above, so below, right? So as above, the universe, so below us, the micro.
I love it. I love it.
The outer world as we know it is actually a reflection of our inner world. The hexagram reflects this, using two overlapping triangles pointed in opposite directions. One triangle descends from above, bringing spirit to matter, while the other triangle stretches upward from below, elevating matter to the spiritual realm.
Also known as the Star of David.
So go Jews. The triangles overlap to show the relationship between both worlds.
Dude, okay. Shit.
Not go Jews?
No, I just read that quote at the bottom, and if we don't want to get into a huge thing, we might not say it.
Wait, why?
Okay, I won't do it.
Do you know who Rudolf Steiner is?
Well, I guess we'll get into it then.
Okay. Well, read it. Actually, read the quote, and I'll tell you why he's a Nazi.
Gotcha. Okay, so you'll put some context to it.
But
all
he
right.
ruined my fucking childhood, so yeah, go for it.
All right. So basically, the universe is governed in how we ourselves are governed, and what happens in one has a very real effect on the other. So this is all tying into everything that we've been talking about.
Oh my god! I just realized like the sentence I wrote before that. Maybe just skip that sentence then.
That's good. That's a good one. I like that.
No. In fact, I'm like 2 clicks away from like deleting it. Just leave it up.
You know, now that you're putting it into context and everything, it's kind of like Heidegger's fucking Black Notebooks, where he was like writing about how like, do you know what I'm talking about, Max?
Yes.
Heidegger was talking about like being and what is being and how do you like realize being. But like in his notebooks, he's basically like, Jews don't know being. Like Jews don't know being. They can never fully realize like the true extent of being.
That's exactly. Yeah. It's
like, all right, Heidegger. Like.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were such an asshole.
Yeah, basically, like.
It's like finding out that Orson Scott Card is a horrible human being, and then reading his books and realizing, oh, he's a homophobe, but there's a lot of homoeroticism in the fucking Ender's Game.
Wait, is he really a horrible human being?
He's a Mormon, and he's very against homosexuals.
Oh, no,
well,
no.
I mean, if you reread Ender's Game, you realize that, like, half of it it stems upon Ender beating the shit out of a kid till he dies while they're both naked in a shower.
Oh, no. Or Scott Card, why are you such a bad person?
He is a bad man.
Oh, that ruins so much for me.
Man,
All
if you
right.
see some of the fucking shit he posted about like female science fiction writers, he is just not a good person.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
All right. Well, moving on. All right. I'm not gonna read the quote.
Okay. I gotta say it. Just okay. Read the quote and say who it's from. Don't read the sentence before it.
Don't read the sentence. Yeah, just read the quote.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because
So,
the quote is good. It sums it up.
It is.
So-
but, yeah.
quote by Rudolf Steiner. Quote, to truly know the world, look deeply within your own being. To truly know yourself, take real interest in the world.
So you could almost say
That's so
Steiner took
triggering. Oh my god.
too much interest in the
Woo!
world.
Woo!
Way too much interest in the
Woo!
world.
Wow, that hurts. Oh my god, my heart hurts with that one. Okay, Rudolf Steiner developed. So he was a German that kind of came about around the time of another famous German.
I'm sure he had a great sense of humor.
Actually, Rudolf Steiner had a terrible sense of humor, and you know what? He hated soccer.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'll get into it. Rudolf Steiner was a student of Madame Blavatsky, but not directly. He didn't know her, but he read her. And he created a way of teaching children called the Waldorf School. And I went to a Waldorf school from 8th grade to 10th grade when those
so this is like real.
This is
this is real
personal.
trauma.
Okay, this is very.
This is why it like hurts to hear that, because like take real interest in the world. It makes me think of my fucking high school years. Those fucking hippies kicked me out of their stupid fucking school. So Steiner so he stole a lot from Madame Blavatsky. She came up with this thing called oh god, what was it? It's something posophy. But
The toaster.
Steiner bastardized it and called it and basically developed his own way of thing called anthroposophy, which is predicated on the idea that God created Jews and the mud people so that we could somehow affect the real people, i.e. the Aryans. But a lot of nowadays in the modern world, people have created Waldorf schools all over the fucking country, all over the world, and all these hippies have glommed onto it and send their kids there. And you think like, oh, these fucking liberal hippies are sending their kids there. It's got to be a great place. And yeah, he had a lot of good advice for like working with your hands and shit. But literally, my sister, who is an amazing soccer player, had to switch sports in high school when she went to the school, because they don't allow soccer anywhere near a Waldorf school, because you use your head and your feet and not your hands. And I'll just round this out by saying that when I actually challenged them on this in class, they were like, "Yeah, we're not talking about that." And I think you could actually see a very angry young Max saying, "No, I would like to talk about this, teacher," in the middle of class.
What, the quote?
No. I would like to talk about the fucking asshole who invented this fucking philosophy, and I would like to talk about anthroposophy. And they're like, "We don't talk about anthroposophy in the school." I'm like, "Why the fuck not? He fucking invented that shit too."
Max, I think you were just born to be a lawyer.
I'll tell you what an instance that led me to getting kicked out / dropping out. A teacher fucking gave me an F in his class and said I didn't do any of the work. And I said, "I did all the work. I handed it in to you, but you don't let me use a fucking computer, so I don't have a backup. I had to handwrite that shit. So what the fuck am I going to do?" And he was like, "Well, I'll give you a D." And I got up out of my chair and I threw the chair against the wall, and he got all like, "Oh, Max can't be around me anymore. He intimidates me. Oh, he's 6 foot tall and I'm 5'1". I have no hair."
Max, I think you got a lot of things you need to work out with the Waldorf School of Waldorfery.
Do you know how many fucking fourth steps this asshole has been on Vine? Like, I'm not even kidding. It's not even a joke. Every single one. Fucking Waldorf, Rudolf Steiner. I couldn't figure out the part that I played in it.
All right, everybody. So a little lesson on Rudolf Steiner. Thank
Yeah.
you, Max.
Don't send your kids to Waldorf school.
All right, so what's next with what is this? Back to as above, so below.
Yeah, sorry. I told you it was gonna end
We're
in
talking
something.
about the Philosopher's Stone and alchemy is next.
Ooh, that's even better. I'm gonna get into this part.
All right. So let's talk about the Philosopher's Stone then.
Not the Sorcerer's Stone.
Or the Sorcerer's Stone, which it made me. So obviously, I was really young when Harry Potter came out, so I learned later that it was actually called the Philosopher's Stone.
Wait,
so I was probably
young.
dude, I was pretty young when Harry Potter first came out.
It just made me feel really old.
So like I learned when I was much older, probably like in high school or later, that
when it came out.
Yeah, that the publication company was like, yeah, Americans are not gonna know what the Philosopher's Stone is. We should call it this.
Makes no sense.
This makes no sense. Like it blew my fucking mind.
It's a
They don't even mention the shit. Like it didn't matter.
Who wrote this book here? Socrates? I don't want to read about no philosophers. All right, give me the like wizard shit.
Yeah, dumb it down for me. I can't read this British
Dude.
bullshit.
All right, so the legend of the Philosopher's Stone. It is the alchemical process of forming lead into gold, turning lead into gold, which is pretty simple but completely misunderstood.
Yes.
Alchemy is the practice of taking common, coarse material things and transforming them into spiritual, pure, and rarefied things. The true purpose of the Philosopher's Stone is spiritual transformation. It is taking the lead, us, and transmuting it into gold, purifying our spirits. And the process is supposed to separate our physical bodies from our spiritual ones, and then it reunites them into a fully harmonious whole.
Boom.
Oh.
That, at the end of the day, is what as above, so below signifies.
It's a good explanation of the Philosopher's Stone. It also doesn't make Voldemort live forever.
No. It's all about making you a better person.
Hey guys, spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies.
Oh, thanks.
Also, spoiler alert, Dumbledore is gay.
Oh my god.
Well, that came out much later after the books.
Yeah, I know. It's like she decided to say something like, politically sane after the books were published.
I just don't engage with fans. That's all I would.
It's one of the things that cracks me up though is, although I kind of want to be careful because I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But I love how she's like, yeah, Dumbledore can be gay, but yeah, transgender people, fuck them, right?
No, you're pretty right on there.
Well,
okay, all right, yeah.
No. I mean, I've read everything, and I read both sides. I saw where she was coming from. The problem,
she decided to engage her fans.
That's the problem. Here's the thing. I'm all for shaking my fans' hands or whatever and saying hi and engaging with them.
Political philosophy.
Don't go into politics. Period.
Yeah.
Ever. And if you give pushback, keep in mind you're essentially arguing with what amounts to Reddit and 4chan.
Exactly.
You're not gonna win this.
You're arguing with Twitter. It's like unless you're Elon Musk and you just buy the platform,
I mean, it literally.
That dude he's so fucking crazy.
It literally became one of those Facebook arguments that everyone looks at and it's kind of like, is this still going on?
Yeah, no, it's exactly. God damn it! There's another fucking headline about this. I don't want to read this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like how I can't read Ender's Game anymore without thinking about naked boys.
And
dude,
yes,
I'm never gonna be able to. Well, I mean, I think about naked boys all the time, but
look, what?
I'm taking that out of context. I'm taking that little clip, and that's gonna be our opening from now on.
Yeah, great. I'm sure the FBI would love that. Listen, transgender people are people. Okay, I just want to throw that out there.
Thank you. Yeah. No, we here at Crook and Murder are very, gender open and happy about everything.
I don't understand it, but if it works for you, that's cool. That's how I feel about it.
That's exactly right. It's just that I have nothing. I like my body, and I'm very happy with my body, even though I'm pretty fat right now.
Yeah,
But-
man. It's just whatever you need to be your holistic,
Absolutely.
authentic self, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what as above, so below kind of gets it. Is like, just be you.
Be the
Just be you,
best
man.
version of you possible.
Yeah,
Guess
be
what?
the best version you possible. Yeah.
That's not that hard. Well, I mean, it's terrifyingly hard to change your
Well,
behavior.
In
Let's,
some
But-
cases,
let's
it's
say
difficult, but yeah.
be the best ethical version of yourself.
There you go. That's a good one.
Or just, you know what, fuck it, be the best American.
Yes.
Okay,
I
because
will say that I, honest to God, will say that we got to be careful here because I 100% think Donald Trump is the best version of himself. Right?
Yeah,
I think that motherfucker is very authentic.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And you know what? That's what people say they voted for him because he just tells it like it is.
And yet, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Look, when I was like 10 years old, I negotiated a higher allowance from my parents.
Oh, good
Nice.
job.
So, like, from that point on, they always thought I was going to be a lawyer. So-
Steiner didn't believe in allowances. Just saying.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. I'm not condoning what fucking Trump did. I don't really like him at all as a person. But here's the thing.
Or a president.
Reality or a president. Reality needs villains.
Yeah, but does it?
We do.
I actually
Does it?
disagree with that.
Now hear me out.
Okay.
Have you ever just seen something that's constantly happy?
No.
And were you constantly happy?
No.
I've seen it, and it's called Paddington.
Well, it is
No,
Paddington.
Jesus
But
fucking dude. Okay, can we just how fucking long are we gonna bring up
just watch
goddamn
fucking Paddington. That's all you gotta do. Just join the crowd.
It's Paddington.
It's Paddington.
It's-
Okay, yes, Paddington is pure happiness. But,
Yep.
well, what I'm trying to get at is, like, as much as we all say we want peace and serenity and love and all that shit, everybody loves conflict of some sort, whether they like it or not. Now, hear me out.
I'm listening.
I'm talking about shit like soap operas, action films, all that shit. We like to indulge in it, which means we need something to break the tedium of pure fucking happiness, because pure happiness would be boring.
Or counterpoint, nothing at all.
Yeah. How about none of us are alive?
But just the sheer absence of both happy and sad, good and bad. Just
Honestly-
Alex is really looking forward to the heat death of the universe.
hey man, dude, I am a true nihilist, all right?
You really are, actually.
My favorite Rick and Morty joke is when, like, Morty puts on that headset and lives like an entire lifetime. And then, like,
the video
Oh, yeah,
game or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
and he pulls it off. He's like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" You know, like, that's how I would feel coming out. And I feel like if I wake up on the other side, I'm like, "Oh shit, that was all just a video game."
It's a little bit like, so like say you're like 24 and you're taking like 20 Vicodin a day and you're like, this is great. And then all of a sudden you can't find 20 Vicodin a day. And you're
Yeah.
like, this sucks.
Or if you guys want to reach heaven, just take an entire sheet of acid and shove it down with some Sunny D, and I guarantee you'll only see celestial stars.
Oh, some Sunny D.
Sunny D. Yeah. Or take 70 Vicodin and see what happens.
Jesus, don't kill
feel like-
yourselves.
Yeah, we don't.
Also-
we don't condone that.
Also,
No, do
don't
that. I really
confuse
said don't do that.
don't confuse that with Viagra, because that will have different results, but
Yeah.
probably much
Do you
worse.
think your dick would just explode? Like, do you think it
Actually,
legit
yeah.
would just fucking blow up if you took 70 Viagra?
Just your heart would start beating real fast, and all that blood's going to your dick, and you just pass out. And your dick
Now I'm
explodes.
just picturing like someone taking enough Viagra that their dick explodes, but it like flies out because you got your little pee hole and like the hole on the other side. It's like
come on.
whistling through the air. Like,
Why would you say something like
Like a
that?
bottle rocket on the 4th of July, just.
Sounds like a bomb rocket. Yes.
You guys both have
have penises. Why would you say something like that?
Well, I guess I'm a eunuch now. Better buy a strap-on.
All right. To bring this all back around.
Don't take 70 Vicodin. Don't take 20 Vicodin, actually.
How do we don't do drugs, kids?
Yeah, don't do drugs.
How do you unless it's prescribed by even then
No, don't. Yeah, hey,
Stop. Well, you know what? Do whatever you want. All right. This is your life, your reality.
Yeah.
If you want to take an entire sheet of acid and say FTP, then do it.
Okay, so how do we use these practically and effectively in our own lives? Right? To work these principles into your life is going to require the acknowledgement of hard truths, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't
like,
take 20 Vicodin.
Like, I'm not a crook.
I like how you've reached evangelical fucking minister of this religion.
It's pretty good.
So, however, a good starting place for that path is as follows. Number 1, take an objective look at yourself. Review the primary areas of your life, such as health, relationships, financial, etc. Be thorough and honest. A nice little pros and cons list might help you out.
Yeah.
When you discover an area that seems off to you, cons, examine it meticulously with a fine-tooth comb, motherfucker, like Watson and who's the more important one there? Sherlock.
Yeah.
How do you remember Watson before Sherlock?
Because Watson is fucking, he's the man, dude.
He's the brains behind the fucking operation.
Yeah, man. Without a fucking Watson, Sherlock is fucking nothing.
What?
He's just a fucking coke addict.
I forgot about that. That is an original story,
it's called his detective juice.
So,
I got some of that on my fucking floor to tell.
Some of the questions you may want to ask yourself is, how are your thoughts and attitudes about the situation? What is the cause of these thoughts? And did you have a negative experience with it? Digging deep and identifying these problems lays the groundwork to replace and repair it with something more positive.
Like 10 Vicodin.
Like 10 Vicodin, yes.
Yeah, just go down from 20 Vicodin in Viagra to fucking 10 Vicodin in Viagra. There we go.
Yeah,
Call it a Friday night, guys.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. I have no comment for us promoting drug use on this show.
He's fast asleep, but he's been rock hard for the last 12 hours.
It's a Friday night for me, guys.
Oh my god, can you imagine if you just sold yourself as like a real life sex doll? Like, you can rent me for an hour and I won't even remember.
Exactly.
Alright, so number 2, acknowledge that you are responsible for what is occurring in your life.
Yeah.
It is extremely easy to take responsibility for the good shit in your life, but it's a lot harder to acknowledge the bad, and few people do.
Accountability.
So, yeah, which is something this world definitely needs right now.
Exactly.
This does not excuse terrible treatment of others, but it does allow you to take authority over your life, which is a powerful tool. Using the principle of correspondence, you can determine which areas of your inner life need to be tweaked a little bit, and to change your corresponding outer existence. Trying to change the outer world may give you temporary results, but permanent changes come from your inner work, your inner world, your inner peace, man.
Yeah, and just take some accountability.
Accountability. 101, baby.
Like tell someone when you're going to do something so they know.
You fuck up, baby. You admit to it.
I mean, that is a principal tenet of like 2 out of 3 of us lives.
You know, I have a Pokemon pickup line.
Sure.
A
Pokemon pickup line?
Yeah. Hear this, okay?
No, wait, that's not the end though.
Go up to the girl. Go up to the girl and be like, "Hey, baby, you'll always be my Bulbasaur, because you're number 1."
I don't get it.
Yeah, but we all know Charmander's number 1.
No, Bulbasaur is number 1 on the Pokemon.
I don't
No, they definitely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on.
They definitely have Pokemons now that start with A. No. There's like fucking 2,000 Pokemon, man.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. Pokédex number 1. Well, yeah, there's like 2,000, but Pokédex is like number 1. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
1 is
Abra-
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is the
No.
first on the
Oh, number
Pokédex.
6. Oh, because they're not in alphabetical order. That's why.
Yeah, you
No,
thought
they're
they were
not.
alphabetical order.
I thought they were alphabetical. I thought
Yeah.
he was talking in alphabetical order.
I don't know what any of this shit means. I don't know what Pokemon is.
So how do you think they came up with the numbering system then? Now I'm confused.
Listen, what they probably went was like, that's a fucking tree turtle, man.
Why
That's
isn't
number 1.
Pikachu number 1? That's the only Pokemon I know.
Because Pikachu only rose to fame because it was Ash's main Pokemon.
Oh. Well, why isn't
Okay, speaking of which, did the show came out after Blue and Red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
why I saw Detective Pikachu. I thought it was pretty good.
I like Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
I liked it more than I thought I was going to be quite honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually it was Kirby who said you should watch it. It's pretty good, and he's never been wrong about something like that. Seriously.
I would like to see the Danny DeVito cut.
What?
Dude,
I mean, there's not one out there, but how great would
can
it
you
be?
imagine if
Oh,
they
yeah.
just fucking like avatared fucking Danny DeVito as Pikachu?
Yeah, it
I'd
would
be-
be fucking amazing.
I feel like it would just be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It would just be It's
Oh
Always
my
Sunny,
God.
man.
Yeah.
So number 3, that you can do to practice this in your daily life is focus on what you truly desire. So vision board, right? So once you recognize
20
the problem there, well, okay, man, you're really stuck on the 20 Vicodin.
20
once you-
Viagra.
But once you recognize the problem area, remove all thoughts of what you do not want and replace them with thoughts of your desire. This is technically a working of all universal laws as they are all interconnected. And basically, the law of correspondence and the law of mentalism is used to determine the area we want to change. The law of polarity applies the opposite energy to the problem, reversing it in accordance with our wishes. The law of vibration and rhythm indicates that we need to transform out of frequency at this point to reflect the change and vibe with the universe. And the law of cause and effect, drum roll please,
No,
comes
no,
into
no.
play as the outcomes are reflected in our life. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry. And drum roll, please.
Yeah, there you go.
And finally, the law of gender will manifest our desired change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Hermeticism in a nutshell.
Basically, be more aware, be more accountable, be more positive, and use
Just
some
be-
self-reflection,
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
broskies.
you know what? I be good.
Be good.
Be good.
Be good. Be kind.
So we're talking about Hermeticism here, and we're Hermetic Order and Aleister Crowley. Would you guys be interested in doing a spell to get more popular?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, look.
Well,
I've-
I was gonna bring up. So okay. So oh God, what's his face? Grant Morrison.
You
the
can
comic
do it.
book- The comic book writer. When the Invisibles were going to get canceled, I don't know if you guys have ever read the Invisibles. It's one of the best comic books ever written. And after the second run, it was going to get canceled. He posted on a message board to all his fans and said, "Hey guys, let's try a little sex magic." And he said, "At this time, on this date, Central Time, basically adjust for the time zone.
Central time.
All of you need to come at the same time." And a good portion of his fan base did it, and it got renewed for a third run.
Pretty much just choose any time during the day. I could be
Yeah.
doing it at that moment. But here's the thing. I don't fuck with magic.
I know, so
Magic
the thing
not only requires preparation, that actually requires us studying it. Like, we can't cut corners with it.
well, that's the thing. Grant didn't. He is a magician. Him and Alan Moore have practiced this shit. They are They are like Aleister Crowley level guys.
And we're
So
not.
Well, I might be soon, and I'm going to tell y'all to come at the same time.
I'm not joining your weird masturbation ritual. Listen,
It's sex magic, man.
I'll only do it. So I'll agree to do it as long as we are all in the same room and we each have our own glory hole cardboard.
What if we just play Okie Cookie?
Oh God, dude. Oh God. I just kind of gagged a little bit.
It's an Okie Cookie.
All right. Either of you have anything else to say?
You read the fucking Invisibles. It's all about this. He literally wrote an entire comic book all about this.
Ken?
no, I got nothing. Hermeticism kicks ass.
So,
I got one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
So this magic trick isn't about, or this spell isn't about us coming. It's about our fans coming.
Oh, good. Yeah, all three of them. I'm glad that will make a huge impact on the world.
We could turn it into six.
Wait, so I don't understand. So all three of the fans coming at the same time, so it is just us.
And hold on, and Max's mom, because she's giving us $5 a month.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! She doesn't listen to us though. But yeah, we can't get into that. 'Cause that'll make me sad.
All right, everybody. You can find an uncut version of the show on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh my god.
Complete audio and edited versions of the show can be found wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and I promise you that portion probably will not be edited out.
No.
And
no.
if you would like to support the podcast, you can always join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/CrookIrishStudios. And if you're interested in learning more about any of the topics discussed here, you can start by finding a list of our sources under the description of each episode on your preferred platform. And as always, you can email us and be nice at crookirish_studios@gmail.com.
Hey,
Guys, send us whatever you want, because I want to fucking see an email in there from one of our fans about when they're available.
Matt, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I can put it on the calendar.
Listen.
Yeah, we'll start a Google calendar and put it on fucking Teams, baby.
Yeah, it's a jizzle calendar.
Okay, so shout outs today. John,
Dude, I'm totally Googling Jizzle calendar right now. I'm seeing if anything comes up.
I hope it's on UrbanDictionary.com.
well now I'm
There's
interested.
Jizzle tour dates 2023.
That's right. I will be on tour.
That's
I don't know
it.
who the fuck Jizzle is, but
We got-
apparently Jizzle makes some music.
We gotta
That's me.
rebrand, okay? It's gonna be jizzle.com now. Hashtag jizzle.
Oh wait, see, when Grant Morrison did this, it was on a BBS, so it was a long time ago. We can do it on X, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah.
No, I don't want to be associated with X.
We can put
formerly
some
known as
X
Twitter
videos up
at
there.
all.
I X videos.
Make some X pictures. You know, it's down.
I think we can just put this on Pornhub and people will listen.
Dude, oh man, I'm actually fucking loving that thought so much.
Yeah, I kind of love that idea. What if we just put our fucking podcast on Pornhub and see?
What if we just made an OnlyFans and it was just our Twitch stream?
I'm in.
Exactly. I'm in too. This is great. We're monetizing here, guys. So.
And then Max's mom could be like, "Hey, I'm an OnlyFans subscriber to Maxwell."
God, let's not do that.
Shit just got weird.
It's like if I did that OnlyFans where I build Legos in the nude, and my mom was like, "I'm a subscriber," that would be weird.
Yep. All right. So a shout out to John Zara. His YouTube channel, he allows us to play Old Lang Syne, and his name is JOHNZARRA. Let's see if there's any Twitch mods on today. There is not. So shout out to me as a Twitch mod. We have a Twitch account at Crook Irish. That is CROOKIRISH. We are available on all major podcast platforms under the name Crook and Murder, where you'll also find our sister podcast, The Stone Gauntlet. We're available.
That reminds me, guys. I'm gonna be posting My Brain is Hanging Upside Down probably tomorrow morning.
He's going to
Check
be
out the new
posting that.
episode. Yeah.
We have a YouTube where all of our videos go to. That is Crook Irish Studios. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Later, guys. Get ready for your cum date.
Later, alligators. Keep it weird out there.
Dude. This fucking episode took a fucking turn for a fucking weird fucking just
Dude,
constant fucking jerking off joke.
You know-
Max started this.
no, look, okay. You guys are not familiar with the works of Alan Moore and Grant Morrison. I think you should look into it because those guys are legit practitioners of magic.
I'll look into it, but I can't promise you that I'm gonna fucking jizz at the same time as you.
I mean,
Yeah.
Alan Moore has had a throuple going for the last 40 years.
I mean,
Just saying.
that works for
It
him.
works for him. He's all about the sex magic.
Listen,
I mean,
if
have
you
seen
can
him?
get
He's got a
people,
huge beard.
if you can get people to do sex magic with you, perfect.
Yep, we're gonna get everyone to do it with us. Everyone.
I'm not doing it. I'm staying out of weird magical rituals.
All right.
I don't trust them.
I'm gonna start preparing, and in a month we'll be ready.
All right, well, you guys have a good night.
I'm taking
and
off. Night,
you know,
fellas.
every time I do sex magic, I'll just be trying to make us a throuple.
We are a throuple, and it's great, guys. It's great.
Fantastic.
All right, later, everybody.
Good night,
Peace.
guys.